You know how we begin? Satnam Shri Vaheguru Ji Puj Balbir Brahma Sukha Sagar Garit Bharat Gahane Ho Anguriya Garit Bharat Gahane Ho Anguriya Sravanana Surat Nain Sundar Nahi Sravanana Surat Nain Sundar Nahi Arit Dware Ratat Pinguriya Arit Dware Ratat Pinguriya Dinanath Anath Karna Mein Dinanath Anath Karna Mein Sajin Meet Pita Mehtariya Sajin Meet Pita Mehtariya Charan Kaval Hriday Kahna Charan Kaval Hriday Kahna Sagar Sant Pare Utariya Sagar Sant Pare Utariya Na jati sati nahi padya Murkh mugdha janm paya Pranat Nanak tinki sarna Jin tu nahi visarya Jin tu nahi visarya आओ जी सारे हाथ जोड़ो ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਸੀਸ ਨਿਵਾਈਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਗਜਾਈਏ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ Okay, this is the last lecture of the camp. Right. Yesterday we were talking about Gurbani. Now what I want to do is not dwell on this subject too much because it's not my subject for today, but I want to tie up a few loose ends. Now we said there were 4 times when Gurbani came. Theek hai? Firstly, we had we gave a translation of Gurbani. Theek hai? Next slide. Quickly. Next. So what does Bani mean? Shout it out. Guru means. So what does Gurbani mean together? Okay, excellent. So, the words which take you from darkness to light. Then we said there were 4 times when Gurbani came. Leave it on this one. 4 times when Gurbani came. Theek hai? What were those 4 times? Try and remember one of the times that Gurbani comes. When Guru Sahib Ji is doing one of 4 things. We ran through it very quickly at the end of the lecture. There are 4 times. If you can't remember the exact time, then give me some sort of, are you putting up your hand or are you like mulling your or something? Okay, you're doing both. Multitask. Karen, go on.
When you read the names
Excellent. So one time is when Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj through Gurbani is helping and liberating sinners. What's another time? Hanji, excellent. You're having up. Go.
Dialogue or conversation with the Lord.
Yeah, dialogue with Akal Purkh. So direct conversation with Vaheguru. Excellent. Okay, another time. When else was Gurbani? When did Gurbani come? These 4 times that Gurbani comes. And when you read Shabads, you'll see when Guru Sahib Ji is speaking to sinners. You'll see when Guru Sahib Ji is speaking to God as if God is sitting there in front. And Vaheguru Ji is present. Tika, the 3rd time. Any other? Hanji.
When Maharaj is speaking to the mind, explaining to the mind.
Okay, that's sort of what we had. It's sort of speaking to the mind, but it was phrased in another way. Can anyone remember? Dispelling doubts of? Sikha de jehde mana de shanke a, to take away the doubts, that's another time. So, and there's one more time left. Anyone else know? So we had dialogue with God, Tika, we had dispelling doubts, we had redeeming sinners, one more time which is left. Hanji? Praising is when they're speaking to Akal Purkh. So, tu sultan kahan ho miyan, uche par bayan swami, kaun jane kaun tere, gavati udre, sunti udre. Tere gun, you are there, he is present. ठीक है? हाँ जी? Excellent. So other religions, next slide. And again. Okay, here we are. So we'll quickly read the reason why I'm giving you these 4 things. And if you want to take out your phone and take a picture of this slide to remember, the idea of this slide is Gurbani does these 4 things. Not just these 4 things, many, but I want you to take these 4 things. Gurbani de vich asi Parmeshwar naal gallan kar sakde ha. The difference between Gurbani and between other religious scriptures is other religious scriptures describe God. They talk about God. But Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Gurbani talks to God. ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਧਰਮਾਂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਅੰਤਰ ਹੈ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕੇਵਲ ਰੱਬ ਬਾਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਫਰੀਦਾ ਆਪ ਸਵਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਏ who is speaking there? God is speaking. How can you use Gurbani? The first use is if you feel disconnected from God, use Gurbani to do that conversation. Pick a Shabad which is a conversation and sing it. You don't have to just read in a Gotka Sahib or whatever else. If you're going along in your car or you're on your way somewhere, if you're feeling that you need to speak to God, sing a Shabad which has tu in it. Pick up one Shabad. Give me examples. What Shabads would you, not the one on the board obviously, right? Give me examples of Shabads you could use for conversation with God. Come on Sikho. Hanji? Yes. I'm going to come on to that actually. I'm going to explain that. Those of you who know my talk on rare thing, you'll have known it or heard it. Excellent. So that is one conversation with God. You know who used to love listening to that Shabad? Sant Janel Singh.
Bible Singh was singing.
And he used to get Bible Singh to repeat again. So excellent. One conversation here. I want 3 examples. Another example. Excellent. Tu mera pita, tu hai mera mata. Again, a conversation. Another one. Again, see how you're finding conversations with God. If I were to say you a few days ago, you say, now if I say to you, go and speak to God, go in the darbar, open up Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, find a Shabad. Find a Shabad that speaks to God and read it again and again and again and again. ਵਾਰ-ਵਾਰ ਪੜੋ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਨ. This is one of the main aspects of Gurbani. I'm going to get into my main lecture, but I wanted to give you this because without this you don't have the beginning of Amrit. Amrit comes out of this. Okay, so conversations with God, dispelling doubts. This is a bit of a hard one, but if you can give an example it'd be good. Not the one on the board obviously, again I have to underline. Hanji. That's not really dispelling doubts, it's more Guru Sahib Ji giving the instruction, but I'll accept it because it's talking to Sikhs. So a conversation with the Sikhs, I'll accept that. Guru Satguru ka jo Sikha khai. Okay, another one. Excellent. Mantu Jot Swarup hai. Dispelling doubts. Even today if you're in doubt, use a Shabad which is about doubt. Man tu Jot Swarup hai. Use your Anand Sahib. E man meria. The first, second body. Iman Meria, tu sada ro har nale. ठीक है, ए शरीरा मेरिया हर तुम में जोत रखी. Guru Sahib Ji is explaining, dispelling doubts. Okay, we'll carry on. Tu kahe dole praniya. Again, dispelling doubts. Dialogue with other faiths. Dialogue with other faiths. You will need this when you go into the world. How to deal with other faiths. Hanji. Hanji. But that's not specifically talking. Okay, so you need to find that one for me. That's still not talking to another faith. We're on the third one. Oh, acha, you're still on number 2. Sorry, Singh Sahib. We moved along. We're on the next one. Hanji. Haan, koi bole Ram Ram, koi Khuda hai. Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj is explaining what their philosophy is there. Hanji. Haan, mitti Musliman ki bede pe kumyar kar pande itan ki jaldi kare pukar. Okay. Excellent. Your minds are working today. Redeeming sinners. What Shabbats could you use? Come on, 2 examples, we'll move on. Hanji. Excellent. What else? Sabana de Adari. Or were you going to say something else? Okay. Nanak da Sant Pache Pariyo Rakli Hoye Bari. Todi Bhala Panjama Think Sadguru Asam Tuari. Okay. That was the Hukumnama Adamdwa Sahib when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj compiled the whole of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. In 1704, that was the Hukumnama. Sadguru Ayo Saram Tuhari. Note that down. Okay? You should note down when your Guru speaks. Gurbani is not my topic today, but if it was, then I would talk about it. But I'm going to keep it limited. Okay, what else? Excellent, well done. Madho, hum aise tu aisa, hum, papi tum. So why don't you use these Shabbats then? Now you have these tools, look inside Gurbani. In fact, make lists of Shabbats. Write them down and read them, recite them, learn them off by heart. In dark times, these Shabbats will help you. Make lists. Beinti Shabbats. Yeah? Conversations with God. Hanji. Yeah. Akirt Karnano Palda. Please come and sit down quietly. Come and fill up the seats at the front. Don't mull the back seat down. There's spaces here. Aake boliyan seetan aake baitho. Shouldn't have to say it twice. Okay, next one. Hanji. Okay, I'm just going to go through this, then I'm going to go into Amrit. And Amrit is where I'm going to finish today. We'll let the people come in. Our hikers. Ajo. Hackers, not hackers. That could cause us trouble. Ajo, more aake baitho. Fill in the front seats. Wherever they are. Excellent. Very good. Or bhi koi reh gaya? Is that it? Or dribs and drabs. Okay, we'll carry on. For those of you who just came in, we were recapping from yesterday. Pull up the last slide. I did that in quite a tune, didn't I? Pull up. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. We were giving examples of how Gurbani uses, even today you can use Gurbani for these 4 things. To talk to God, to redeem yourself, to speak to other religions, and plus to take away your doubts. And you could learn Shabbats for these. If someone says to you, speak to God now, we went through this, so I'm not going to cover it again. Tika, but you can ask from the people who were there before you. And I said, if you want to even take a picture or remember this or whatever, you can do that now. Okay, we're turning on to another Shabbat. Ha. Tu kunnere. I like that beginning bit. I like the whole Shabbat really. So this is Bhakt Naam Dev Ji. ठीक है पहल पुरिये पुंडरक वना ताचे हंसा सगले जन पहल पुरसा बिरा अथोन पुरसा दमरा असका अस उसका हर का बागरा नाचे पिंदी में सागरा नाचंती गोपी जना नहीं आते बहरे कना तर्क नचा प्रमेयचा केसवा पचोनी ये में ये कान जीव प्रंप hang on हाँ पिंदी उपगले संसार प्रमाय तुमचे द्वारा तू कुलरे मैं जी नम्मा वो जी अल्लाह ते निवारना जमकाना. Okay, so move on. No, we'll explain the Shabbat. The Shabbat is in Marathi language. ठीक है? It's in that language of Maharashtra where Bhakt Naam Dev Ji was from near Hajur Sahib. So if you go to Hajur Sahib, you can actually go to where Bhakt Nanak Dev Ji lived, and you can see a temple that Bhakt Nanak Dev Ji span around. I'm not going to go into that story now, but you can still see it today. So, come in, aajo, cheti aajo. More aake baitho, come. Excellent, thank you. Right, hopefully that's all. Now, to explain this conversation with God, I'm going to keep this brief. I want you to keep switched on. How is Gurbani talking to God? I know that some of you have been through this with maybe with the Fresno Sangat before, but I want to do it with the people who are new because this shows, a deep side of Gurbani, which you may not have experienced before, you may not know before. Some of you I know will have heard this, right? So let's read the Shabad first. Tu kun re main ji nama ho ji. And again, tu kun re main ji nama ho ji. Okay, so what is happening in this Shabad? Tu kun re. Now I'm going to give you an example, and you may have seen this example before. If you have been to this type of a lecture before, I give this example frequently. Sorry that I'm eating in between. They're slave driving me. I haven't eaten anything since this morning, right? Now they give me pani, right? You're meant to say, oh, you're not meant to laugh, right? Okay. So, Bhakt Nanak Dev Ji here, in this talk, what is Bhakt Nanak Dev Ji saying? Let's try and get it through. Look into the deeper meanings of this talk. Bhakt Nanak Dev Ji says, Tu kun re. Now I want to give you an example. When I go home at night, and let's say I'm back late from doing katha. Yeah? That's where I'm going to go. Aur kithe jana hai main? Katha karne jana. Right? So if I was meant to come back at 11, and I come back at 10 past 11, I know that someone is waiting for me. Yeah. There used to be only one person, now there's 2 people waiting for me, right? But before I'll speak from my previous experience. Yeah. I know that if I am 10 minutes late, 5 minutes late, you know, like when Punjabi parents, they ask you, tu kinne baje aaya si? And they actually know the answer, but they want to ask you, tu kinne baje aaya si? Sach bolda ki jhoot bolda? Because they know when you come in, because they're your parents, they love you. Yeah? Generally. Yeah? But they know because they're waiting. If I'm 5 or 10 minutes late, I know that Mata is waiting. Yeah? You don't want to get on the wrong side of Mata. If you're on the right side of Mata, you are on a nice, happy, sunny, bright side. If you're on the wrong side, that all goes. It's not very happy. Somebody might get hurt. Depends on the mood. Yeah? Mata's not that like that. She is usually the look which does it. You know, the look of disappointment. Under the breath. That sort of kills me before she has to say anything else. Right? So if I come in late, let's stick to this. I just wanted to give you this one talk to explain to you Guru Akal Purkh naal kiਵੇਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. How? So you'll have to use your imagination. I did study drama for a small time at school. I was in the school plays. I played the mayor in one play, in which the stage crashed. It wasn't due to my overweightness, I don't think, but I remember that quite vividly. They got it on video. I should bring it with me to a camp one day, really, and see me sort of going through the stage. You laugh, it's serious, it happened. Anyway, so I come home, and when I come home, I get to the door. When you get to the door, you do that same thing, Tandon Diabar, you're looking for your keys. And you forget where they are. Right, we're going to pretend this Japati is my keys. Just to clarify for the Sadh Sangat watching, this is not normal cha. Bhai sahab, tusi bhi cha peete ho? lemon tea, right? So I have my lemon tea patti, which will be my key. ठीक है? ये समझाने वास्ते उदाहरण ताकि थोड़ी का मना च कर बह जाए. Right, so now right, ये कुंजी चल रही है टूर दे विच. सब चली. थोड़ा तेल लोड़ वाला है. So yeah, some people's doors open this way, this one opens that way, okay? Just work with me. Right? माता ने जाग पाई. Pretend I'm taking my coat off. That's the coat going on that coat. ठीक है, take my shoes off. चाबी पाले जेब च मुड़ के. जिंदा लाना सी. Check it, buddy, because I'm a bit OCD like that. I have to check again. Is it locked? And then I check twice. Is it locked? Does someone pronounce? You can provide sounds there. And once again, shh. Right. And at that moment, I think I have not made much sound. Right. I think you probably think I haven't made much sound. But to the ultra sound sensitive ears of my mother darling, she has picked up that her dearest middle son has arrived back from a hard day of Gatha, right? And she knows that I am 10 minutes late, right? And suddenly, as if from heaven, a voice comes, loud, overpowering voice. It rises down to the hallway. The voice says, Konya! Right? Voice comes, right? Then you just, when that comes, you just marvel how the ears picked up that sound. It's like, whoa, this is just like a miracle, right? And then to Konya, the jawab wouldn't be, it is me, your son, Sukha Singh, the Kathavachik, right? That's not what you'd say, is it? You wouldn't say that. If your mum says Konya, you'd say, man, Bhai, Sukha Singh, right? England, buddy. That wouldn't be the way of going about it, would it? Right? So, to that overpowering voice above in the heavens, right? In the upstairs bedroom, my response is, Mayadi! Right? And then, now this is where it gets interesting. Now, I know that my mum knows, that I know that she knows, that I know that it's me, that she's responding to. You understand? Yeah. And she knows that I know that she knows that it's me. But even then, despite this, she knows I'm her son. But even then, a sound comes, Sukha! Yeah? Not quite like that. Yeah? And then, because I'm a good put, I don't say aho. Yeah? Because unproud people say aho. When two people are sitting down, they go, "Kidna tu padhe likhe?" Right? They go, I've ruined the joke there. The joke was, this was what the joke was. The joke was, okay, one guy says to the other people, "Oi, padhe likhe mende aho nahi kehte." He goes, "Oi, tu padhe likhe?" He goes, "Aho." So, basically, the sound comes. Konya, it's me, Sukha, and then I say, Hanji! And now I want you to look at this, Tok. Read it carefully. Read it carefully. Does it make sense now? Oh, that's what you were doing. Yeah, I wasn't just making like a Jabbiya sound because that's what I do, right? Even my Jabbi sound is connected to Gurmat. Aha, vah, vah, right? Well, so, I want you, this Shabbat says, Pram Pram Aaye Tumje Dwara. I've come to your door. I've come to your door after so much wandering. ठीक है? Namdev ji comes to the door. When Namdev comes to the door, God says, who is it? Who is it? Tu kon re? Who are you? And at that moment, Namdev knows that God loves him like a mother loves her son, and he knows that he loves God like a mother back. There is that relationship of a mother and a son. There is that closeness. There is that security. There is that relationship there. All of a sudden, Bhakt Namdev ji doesn't say it's Namdev, it's Bhakt Namdev. He says, Main ji, it's me. And in response to that, God like a mother says, Nama, my Namdev? It's you? And at that moment, when God says Nama, just like I answer back to my mum, Namdev says, Hoji, Hanji. ठीक है? Very big deal. Very big deal this is. This is one example where गुरबाणी दे अंदर परमेश्वर नाल किवें गल्लां हुंदियां. जिवें एक मां अपने बच्चे नाल गल्लां करदी है. Like a mother speaks to her son. That is the closeness Gurbani gives us to God. Other faiths don't give that. That's not a depreciation of other faiths. That's looking into other faiths. Each ang of Guru Granth Sahib Ji is full of this. Now I want to say something to you. Right? I want to say something to you. You could have made that less. If I said it, you could have just gone like that. Next time, just poke up. Right? So, the idea is this. Okay, what I want to say to you from this Shabbat is, Gurbani is talking to God, Gurbani is speaking to God. Now I just want to tell you one fact about Namdev, then we'll get on to the Amrit lecture, right? The whole world wants God to live in their heart, no? Who was there after Asadivar? Does anybody remember the Hukamnama? Bilawal Mahalla Panjwa? Ring any bells? Das tere ki benati rid kar pargas. In that time I've heard about 15 to 20 hukumname after that one. So those of you Asadivar, Guru Sahib ji bolde a, try and remember it. Aswer da hukumnama, Kaman to Shingar Karja Pehla Kat Manai. Remember these. ठीक है? Everybody wants God to live inside their heart, but Bhakt Namdev ji is so close to God. You know what God says? Ek bhakt mere hirday vasai, name dekh narayan hasai. God says, everybody wants me to live inside their soul. Look at how Gurbani, what the relationship inside Gurbani. Ek bhakt mere hirday vasai. जिस रब नूं सारी दुनिया हिरदे च वसाउणा चाहुंदी है, ਉਹ ਰੱਬ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਭਗਤ ਨਾਮਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਵਸੇ ਹੋਏ. That type of closeness. These are the people who sang Gurbani. Ek Bhagat. There is one Bhagat who is inside my heart. Namma. Bhagat Namdev. Okay, let's go on to the Amrit lecture. That was my conversation with God thing. Please do try. I would recommend, no Singhs came for the Hukamname, which is a bit of a shame because Guru Sahib Ji is there, but it shows me something that Singhaniya have bhavana. They have love and they have questions, yeah, but they have love for Guru Sahib. They want to take that opportunity. And I'm going to say, you know, please don't take this the wrong way, but hats off to you, right? Because, you know, we say that in England. Because you've taken a step towards Guru Sahib, which other people haven't. I'm not saying if you don't have a question, just go there randomly and, you know, start thinking up something. But if you do, if you're on that path, if you're searching, it shows. Only the thirsty person goes to pick up a glass of water. नहीं यार, प्यास तिख बूझ गई मिल साध जना तिख बूझ गई. Amrit Shakti. Okay, next slide. Oh, nice and gruesome slide. Marana te jagat dare. Jivya lode sab koi. Very relevant. What did the first hukamnama of the camp talk about? Who was it by? Bhai Kabir ji. Excellent. What was it talking about? Any ideas? Doesn't have to be the whole thing.
Learning to die.
Huh?
Learning to die.
Excellent. Learning how to die so you can live. You need to learn how to die in order to live. In this Shabad, Guru Sahib Ji is saying, Marna te jagd dare. There is one truth, in this world. Marna te jagd dare. Every being is afraid of death. Doesn't matter who it is. From the ants to the humans, whatever else. We all know that. Jivya lode sab koi. Everybody wants life. You want life as well. Guru Sahib Ji is saying, I'm not going to guarantee you physical life. I will guarantee you a spiritual life. And that spiritual life is not non-existent. It is within you. You can tap into it now. Guru Sahib Ji says, Bhakt Namdev Ji again says, Mue hoye jo mukt te hoge. Mukt na jane koila. Gurmat does not believe in accessing life after death, after you die. Spiritual life is open to you now. That life which you're going to taste after death is open to you now. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know there's this concept of life after death, fir marange, fir mukti hogi, fir isi jeevange. Nahin. Gurmat says you can be alive, and within this life you can experience something which is greater than the taste of your tongue, greater than what your inside urges want. There can be something beyond your eyes, beyond your ears, beyond your taste buds, beyond your desire, beyond your lust. There is a taste which is even better than all of that. Marnate jagt dare. The whole world is afraid of dying. Jivya lode sab koi. Guru Sahib Ji is saying, I'm ready to give you another type of life. A type of life which will never end. A type of life, even when your eye sockets are pulled out like Bhai Yanok Singh, even then, he's saying, Akhan jiva, visra mar jaun. Life for me is not a heart and a pulse beating. Because if that was my life would be the same as a pig. My life would be the same as a dog. My life would be the same as a cat or a mouse. Life for me is tapping into something else which lies beyond this. You understand? समझ लग रही है? सच्ची लग रही है? अनपढ़ता दा रंग बखार रहे हैं. Right? So, there is something beyond your senses. Do you think we've just come here to eat and die? Think about it. I just want you to think about it. Okay, let's carry on. I want to live forever. Everybody wants to live forever. ठीक है? Next slide. You can. Whoa. Right? So, you can live forever. There is a life beyond. जो जीवन मरना जानना है सो पंच सैल सुख माना है. Bhai Kabir Sahib Ji is saying, there is a life beyond this. There is a life beyond your taste. If all your life was sexual desires, would that be it? Is that enough to live? Really? If all your life was what next thing you're going to put in your mouth, is that really all that life is worth? Come on. There is something else. Karan. Next slide. Ugly slide. Right, this one. Last slide. I want to read this talk, and you can see the Panj Pyare preparing Khande Bate da Amrit there. Amrit, Pivo, Sada, wake up, Sada, wake up, Sada, Chair, Jivo. Amrit, Pivo, Sada, Chair, Jivo. I'm talking to you about Amrit. For a reason. Okay? Many people think Amrit is just an outer ritual. Is Matha Tekana just an outer ritual then? Jawar Sahib just an outer ritual? Puri Guru Dua over Guru Granth Sahib Ji is not needed. If Amrit is just an outer ritual, theek hai, maan liya, then Guru Sahib de agge khad ke ardas karni, that's an outer ritual, na karo. Matha Tekana is an outer ritual, na karo. Chaur karna is an outer ritual, na karo. The reason why Amrit is so internal, the reason why there's such an importance of Amrit is this, is because the outer Amrit is going to awaken the Amrit which is inside you. The outer Amrit is going to awaken the Amrit which is inside you. Amrit Shakke, when you take Amrit, when you are blessed with Amrit, we should say, we use this thing, take Amrit. You can't take Amrit, you're blessed with Amrit. If you're blessed with Amrit from the Panj Pyare, that is your beginning point. That is where you start looking inside from. They say, here we've given you Amrit, and alongside Amrit, it's not just water and patase. As I was saying to you, look at what was in the Amrit Bani. Bhai Taru Singh's bravery is in the Amrit Bani. Bhai Anok Singh Ji's Siddiq, his character to never give up is in the Amrit Bani. And not just that, inside Amrit, there is something which connects inside you and awakens the Amrit inside. Amrit is inside, but in order to awaken it, we need an outer impulse. Anger is inside you. But I don't see you getting angry now. If I swore at you, if I came and kicked you, that's an outer thing, isn't it? Yeah? Not to you. Sorry. You're really nice. You sit very quiet. I should say it to someone who falls asleep in my lecture. Right? If I was to come and smack you now, all of a sudden, the anger is inside, it comes out. It's already there. He's sitting, he's waiting, he says, let something come, let one outer impulse come. In the same way, God is inside you, Amrit is inside you. And the Amrit is also saying, let me come out, let me come out. But you always press it down. It's saying, let me come out, let me well through you, let me go through each of your veins. Just like anger is sitting inside you, just like greed is. Is that the only thing you think is inside you? God is sitting inside you. Amrit is inside you. The same way a kick provokes your anger, on a deeper level than that, Amrit provokes the inner Amrit to come out. Okay, let's carry on. Let's just read the talk quickly. P. Amrit Aganya Gur Amar Karaya. P. Amrit Aganya Gur Amar Karaya. Now at this point in the camp we're thinking, what is our next stage? This is a stage. I'm not saying you're all ready for this stage or you all aren't. Or those of you who are already living it are living it to the max. In this lecture you need to start thinking, where am I on this ladder? What is the next place I need to go? As a Sikh I need to be going forwards. Amrit, 2 words. Yeah, say it. Mrit. You say you say mrit. You say mrit, you say mrit. Mrit. Beyond death. Beyond death. Beyond death. Okay. Okay, don't get too excited. Okay, next one. Next one. Next slide. Ugly slide. Okay. So, ugly, yeah? Next. Okay. No, go back. Go back. I think I'm going to die of laughter. Right. Nanak Das Sada Saranagat Har Amrit Sajjan Mera. I don't have time to go into this with you, but inside Gurbani, Amrit is used for God. Amrit is used for God. This word Amrit is used to explain Vaheguru. Har Amrit Sajjan Mera. Next. Not going to go through this too much. Gur Amrit Pinni Dehuri. The Guru's body is made out of Amrit. The Guru's body is not made out of blood and bones. Sometimes you say, why was there no female Guru? There was no male Guru. The Guru's body went into a male, the Guru's Shabbat Roop, the Guru's Jod went into a male Roop. The physical form. You understand that? The physical form of Guru Nanak. Do you understand? Yes? No? Samajh lagi? The physical form is not the Guru. The Jod, the light inside is the Guru. Okay. Carry on. Carry on. We won't go into this. We don't. Carry on. So, Naunid Amrit Prabh ka naam, Dehi mein iska bisram. Inside you, there is something much deeper than what you think there is. There is the name of God residing inside you. There is that spark of the creation inside each cut. Sabani kati 100 vasai. Sahib and cut na hoye. Inside each heart is his place, his jyot. Sarv jyot teri pasar rahi. Everywhere there is this jyot, there is this light. As I was explaining before. Let's go on to the next slide. But alongside that, there is him. Let's read the Shabad. Is, Dehi, Andar, Panch, Chor, Vasah, Kaam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankara. And again, Is, Dehi, Andar, Panch, Chor, Vasah, Kaam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankara. Just like that inner Amrit needs outer Amrit. As soon as the Guru's outer Amrit is given to you and you start following what Amrit is. Amrit Tari does not just mean to take Amrit at one point. Amrit Tari means someone who renews that inner Amrit every day. Who gives it Panch Baniya Nitrim every day. Who gives it Naam Simran every day. Who gives it Seva every day. The idea of giving your head to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is of putting yourself on the path to salvation, saving yourself. You understand? Okay, let's carry on. We haven't got time for this today, but it's the Bhai Dalla story. Theek hai? Very quickly, I'll summarize it. Bhai Dalla serves Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and he asks for a place in Sachkhand. Guru Sahib Ji says no. Dalya Amrit Chakna Pena. Bhai Dalla brings his whole family. No ifs, no buts. But let's carry on. I want to go a little bit deeper than this. Okay, now, please bear with me. Hold on to your dastarang and your juniya. I'm probably going to shatter some myths. Right? This here, could you name who this is? Somebody. Hanji? Mata? No, it's not Mata Sundari, it's not Mata Sahibdeva, this is Mata Jito Ji. 1699, the Amrit Sanchar happens. In 1700, Mata Sahibdeva comes to Anandpur Sahib. That is written by Sant Gurbachan Singh, by Veer Singh, Kavi Santokh Singh, Gyani Gyan Singh, and Khan Singh Nabba Mahan Kosh. If you need another 5-6 other references, I can give them to you, and I can give them to you with the paper. Because once in one of my lectures, a guy told me, "Hey, kitthon le gal main kade suni nahi." Main kaha, "Bhai sahab, tusi Mahan Kosh nahi na padhya hona." Main kaha, "Dekh lo." Then he goes, Khan Singh Nabbe nu ki pata se. A guy who wrote the whole of Mahan Kosh, one man who wrote an encyclopedia. Sikh di akal kithu tak hai? People go, "Oh, kithe se?" But I gave them 5 parmans. That's just a little myth buster. Mata Jito Ji puts the patase into the Amrit. Who puts the patase in the Amrit? Mata Jito Ji. Who puts the patase in the Amrit? Okay, and then Mata Jito Ji passes away later that year. That's the same year that Mata Jito Ji gives birth to Baba Fateh Singh Ji. Mata Jito Ji is the mother of Baba Fateh Singh Ji. And Baba Fateh Singh is born in 1699 February. Theek hai, what month? February. Okay, excellent. So let's carry on. Guru Sahib Ji makes the Amrit 1699, and what is inside the Amrit? Theek hai? Let's read the Toka of Bhai Gurdas Singh. Piyo, Pahul, Khandtar, Hoye, Janam, Suhela. So, you have the Khanda, you have the Patase, you have the Bata, you have the Jal. But what does this mean? Pahul. Pa means to obtain. Jal in this case means Amrit. Pahul is being blessed with Amrit. That's what it means, Pahul. Being blessed with Amrit. Theek hai? Now I want to go through with you what it means. Carry on. So, the iron butter, what does it mean? Let's go back for a minute. I'll go back onto that. I know you want to take a picture. What does the butter mean? You tell me. Why do you think Guru Sahib used a butter, not a glass? Why didn't Guru Sahib use a plate? Huh? Huh? It's strong. Theek hai. Te it bhi badi takdi hai. Kei jehde glass hunde hai, oh bade strong hai. There's something very specific about butter.
Isn't it like it's pure?
What did you say at the beginning?
It's metal.
Okay, it's metal. Not quite on the right what I'm looking for, but yes, it is metal. It is sarblo. It is strong, I give you that. But there are a lot of other strong things. I can't remember who put their hand up first, so... Gurbir, have you said something? Sorry, Gurbir. Can't take it a second time. Although my heart bleeds for you at this moment. Adi.
It's the shape of the bata.
The shape of the... Explain. Okay, the shape of the bata, excellent. Someone carry on from there at the back, Handi. Huh? I don't think Maharaj was too worried about that. But, you know, it's something we maybe could look into. There's a specific quality of the bata, Handi. Yeah, can you translate that into English, please, Mandakar? Can you translate into English? It doesn't help. Dekho Pinglish. Addi Punjabi, Addi English. Or Engapi. Come on. No, I want something better than it doesn't help. Come on, Manda.
Waver.
There you go. Excellent. Now, glasses. This is why, look how much thought Guru Sahib put into the Amrit. Guru Sahib didn't just pick up a bata and say, Chalo ye Amrit Sanchar kariye. Guru Sahib put in so, you know, Guru Sahib spent months before the Amrit Sanchar in seclusion by themselves. It says in our history books, Guru Sahib spent months bringing up this image of the Khalsa. Tab Saje Rachyo Khalsa. Dr. Sahib was talking about by Gurdas Singh. Saje Rachyo, how Guru Sahib Ji brought the Khalsa in that form. It took months of preparation. Guru Sahib Ji is Samrat, but they sat and they meditated. What will this form be like, this form of God? Akal Purkh da Roop. And they took a bata, and if I had a bata I'd show you. But they have, okay, right? Jehda glass ya, inu Niang Singh kehndे a betbara. What do they call it? What does that mean? You can't trust it. Can't trust him. Not trustworthy. Why? Because it can fall over at any point. You put it on a manja and it can fall over. You put it on the ground and it can fall over. But it doesn't move. Sikh should be like the bata, Sikhi. Khalsa is going to be like that. Jithe Khalsa khad jaye, utthe Khalsa dak janda hai. The Khalsa doesn't move, just like the bata. You understand? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, excellent. Next, let's go on to the next slide. So we'll just go through it. Who do you think these definitions were given by? Sant Baba Jarnail Singh Ji Khalsa Pind Rawal. He gave these meanings. What is the water? Tolerance, calmness. You put water into any different type of cup, it takes on that shape. The Khalsa can travel wherever it goes. And I say Khalsa like it's meant to be said in Persian. Not Khalsa like we do. Khalsa, Khalsa. Right? The idea is that Jira Khalsaya, the Khalsa is like water. Firstly, it goes downwards, it has nimarta. It's steadfast, but it's there to pick up the arm of people who are lowly. Who is it steadfast against? It's steadfast and doesn't move against the enemies, the people who are the oppressors, but the people who need their arm to be held onto. The Khalsa picks up their arm and carries them along. ठीक है? Patase, obviously, sweetness. Maybe we need to bring that back into our Khalsa Panth as well. Sweetness. Clanging of the khanda on the bata. When you are blessed with Amrit, the Panch Pyare knock the bata and the khanda against, and you hear this clanging sound again and again. Again and again and again as the bata is being done. If you stand there. And I have been blessed with being in Amrit Sanchars doing the seva. When you're there, I'm sitting next to a great Mahapurkh. Yeah, Baba Nihal Singh Ji, I did Amrit Sanchar seva with him. And Baba Ji was on Jap Sahib, I was on Saraiya, so Baba Ji was right next to me. And you know, like, when Baba Ji was doing Jap Sahib, the khanda and the bata, it was like a sea was moving. I was looking in the bata, because you have to. It didn't look like a little bit of water, it looked like a whole sea and ocean was moving. And the sound of the khanda was going clang, clang, hitting against each other. Bang, 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 again and again. In the Amrit Sanchar, this clanging of the khanda is to put that sound of the clanging of the swords into your heart. The Khalsa, if you don't want to say it without the bindi, the Khalsa is not scared of the clanging in the battlefield. We've drunk the battlefield already. In the Amrit Sanchar, you see how much there is in Amrit. Khanda being moved back and forth. What does that mean? That the Khalsa is always moving for justice, never still. Khanda moving forward is teaching us to remove our sins. Khanda moving inwards is pulling in the Gurbani. Theek hai? You understand? Okay, let's carry on. Now, what does the word Sanchar mean? These meanings are from Bhai Singh Nabha. Sanchar doesn't just mean, oh, a samagam, like we use the word Amrit Sanchar hai ji, and we don't know what Sanchar means. Sanchar means to join, jodna. Sanchar means to spread, phailona. Sanchar means to enter, pravesh. Sanchar means milab, to unite. Sanchar means a bridge. Amrit is there to join you on to the Amrit inside. Amrit externally is there, it's to spread Amrit within each part of your body. Amrit externally enters into you so you can enter into God's home. Amrit is there to unite you to the one you are lost from, and Amrit is a bridge to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and it's a bridge to your inner spirituality. These are just a few of the meanings that Bhai Singh Nabha gives of Sanchar. Just 3 or 4 meanings. Theek hai? Okay, right. When do you need to finish? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes break.
Thank you.
Don't move. No, you can stand up. Do not leave the premises. इन्हें बंद क्यों कर दे हो? लड़ता है? If you have questions, I ain't gonna answer them. No, if you have questions, you can ask me now. 2-minute break. Hanji. When you came first. Tell there now. Oh, pulling more towards you. Out.
If you want water fountain outside, back here. Sorry.
I need like this. So I was in your first. And then right when it comes down, I love it. Stop
And he said, without receiving initiation from the Guru, without becoming Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's son or daughter, how are you going to walk on the inner path? What Anand Sahib says, giving yourself. Theek hai? I want you to focus. I also slept 1 hour today. So if I can do it, I'm sure you can do it. 1 hour. Damanjeet Singh, 1 hour? ये बंदे का कोई फायदा नहीं. Right? Let's read the Shabad. Amrit, Rasna, Piyo, Pyari, Ih, Ras, Rati, Hoye, Trip, Tari. Why do they give you Amrit on your Rasna? The idea is today the Panch Pyare are giving you Amrit upon your tongue. A day will come when you sit in the Amrit Vela and that same taste of Amrit should come back to you. That same inner sweetness should come upon your tongue. This rasna, the taste Amrit, this is a deep thing. that when you get up in the Amrit Vela, you recite Vaheguru Mantar, you do your Nitnem Baniya. Vaheguru Mantar, Nitnem Baniya, these are Jaruri things for Amritari. Without Nitnem, what is there? There's nothing. Without Nitnem, without those Panch Baniya, you're losing that connection from the Guru. And it doesn't matter how much you show the world, that connection is being lost. Okay? The idea of giving you Amrit is so that this tongue which tastes Amrit only speaks Amrit. Wherever you go, an Amritari is not just a person who wears a gatra and a kada. An Amritari is a person who wears the Panchakakar, but alongside that, wherever an Amritari goes, when he or she speaks, out of their mouth comes Amrit. That is what Amritari is meant to be. When they speak, people sit, people stand to say, wow, what that person said moves me. It carries a certain power. I can't speak at length, but I want to tell you, do you want to enter into that? If you want to enter into that, I'm telling you, I wanted to enter into it at the age of 7. I said, sign me up. Wherever I've got to go, whatever I've got to do. If I've got to try and lie to my mum, which is not the right thing, I want to put this on camera, that's not the right thing to do. She was clever enough anyway, she called me out. But I was ready to die that day. I go, Jata. I said, either I die or I take Amrit. And I heard that in a few other people's, stories. Okay? There is something which Amrit does inside. The Rasna Amrit, the tasting of the Amrit, is to send Amrit inside you. Once it's gone inside, it can never be taken out. There's a story about Akali Phula Singh, according to that. Someone decided to cut their gaze after taking Amrit and sent it back to Akali Phula Singh, who was Jathedar of the Akal Takht. And they said, Aal hai apna Amrit. Akali Phula Singh goes, Amrit ta tere ted vich bhi gaya ya. Amrit ta tere lattan bahan sare sharir vich gaya ya. Inside each one of your roam. When you cut that back and send it back, then I'll say, or maybe I should come and cut it out for you. Because he was that type of a temperament. Akali Phula Singh, he didn't want to mess with him. He was a Jathedar of the Akal Takht who meant business. He really did. Amrit goes so deep inside you. Each day that same Amrit, you need to relive it. You can't just be an Amritari who passes every day without Nitnem. You need to relive that Amrit. You need to re-experience that Amrit. You need to re-taste that Amrit, otherwise it will break away from you. Amrit doesn't break. Human beings' experience will break. Okay? So, next. I'm in the way. Let's read it. E netra ho. Read it properly. Mere ho. Hare, tum, mahal, jyot, tari, hare, bin, abr, na, dekho, koi. Amrit is put into your eyes. There is a reason why these three things happen. Amrit upon your tongue, so it goes deep inside you, so that your tongue gets blessed. Wherever you go, the idea is you should speak Amrit. Wherever you look, your eyes should see Amrit. Gyani Sansing Miskeen, somebody asked about him yesterday, I think it was you. I don't know your name, sorry. What's your name, Benji? Oh yeah, Simi. I was listening yesterday to how you were talking about how you related to your name. I was actually here for that, I was at the back. But I couldn't quite recall it just now. So, in itro mere ho, har tum mein jyotari. The idea of Amrit going into your eyes, Gyani Sansing Miskeen said, a person's eyes can turn someone who is completely devoted, completely virtuous, into a prostitute by their eyes. A man can do that or a woman can do that. It's reverse. Works for both. But if someone comes who has Amrit in their eyes, they can change even a prostitute into a saint. Guru Nanak Sahib goes to Sri Lanka. The dancing girls come. Guru Nanak Sahib, they come to tempt Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak Sahib ji closes their eyes. Mardana ji closes their eyes. They dance all night. The women in front of Guru Sahib. Guru Sahib keeps their eyes closed. They fall down tired. Guru Nanak Sahib ji says, Mardana, now it's our turn. Rabab Chak. Picks up the Rabab. Guru Nanak Sahib ji says, Gacho putri rajkumar, naam padho sach dot swar. When they heard that word putri, people had called them pieces of meat, people had called them pieces of flesh, people had called them prostitutes, people had called them all When Guru Nanak Sahib said Putri, all of a sudden their eyes filled up with tears. Today there is someone looking at us with that drishti of Amrit, with that gaze of Amrit, with that glance of Amrit. That is the glance of an Amritari. The Guru has Amrit inside, and that is where the Guru wants you to be, so that your eyes have Amrit in. That is why Amrit is put into your eyes. You understand that concept? And you know what they said? When Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj said, you have been selling your body for many years. Sell me your mind today, you'll never have to sell your bodies again. You've been selling your body for many years. Sell me your mind, you won't ever have to dance again. You will never have to sell your body again. And they went up to the king and they threw down all of their dancing equipment. They said, from this day, we used to sell our bodies, but today we sold our mind to Guru Nanak. We'll never dance again. We'll never be sold again. Guru Nanak. How is he bringing up women? Those who are called the bottom of this society. Anyway, let's carry on. Next one. Right? Because I need to get through this. Now, many times we say Amrit is put into your case. Amrit is put into your dasam dwar. ठीक है? And let's read this Shabad. Amrit Tar Gagan Das Dwar. Amrit Tar Gagan Das Dwar. The Amrit being put into the very top of your head, the idea there is that Amrit is going to one day flow out of that dasam dwar. Now this is a very deep spiritual topic, and we don't have the time to cover it completely and fully. But what I want to say to you is this: there is more to your body, there is more to your soul than just eating, sleeping and doing all these worldly things. There is Amrit inside, and that Amrit can well outside of you as well. It can well out of your eyes, it can well out of your words, and can well out of your soul as well. And that is one of the places, the Dasam Dwar. And if you look and you experience, start doing Simran, start meditating on a Vaheguru mantra. You don't need a specific jukti. The Panch Pyare say Japo. Japo. Meditate on a Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Meditate on the Mool mantra. Japo. Sit down, Japo. Say it with your tongue. Don't just think, oh yeah, thoda ja swad nahi aunda, whatever. We're in a society where you want gratification straight away. That's not how it works. Janam janam da vichhadya, and he wants to meet God in a second. Start meditation and you'll start walking. This is the inner path. This is the spirituality of Gurmat. We always say, oh, our religion is about rules. No, it's about spirituality. It's about this inner path. It's about discovering this Amrit flowing within you. Okay, let's carry on. So, not just those ingredients, not just the butter, not just the jal, not just the khanda, but also these 5, theek hai, which make up the Amrit. And we went through these slides, Hanji. Next slide. Japji Sahib, Paitaru Singh. Next slide. And let's read the Tuk quickly. Japji Sahib, Na. Japji Sahib, Na. Ohe, Marhe, Na. Thage, Jahe. Jin, Keh, Ram, Vasai, Man, Mahe. That is the ingredient in Amrit. The ingredient of never giving up even in the face of death. That is an ingredient of Amrit. And that ingredient will awaken in you, not just the day you get blessed with Amrit, but every day you get up and you sing to Guru Nanak and you say, Guru Nanak, I know you're listening, I know you're there, I know you're with me, and you shout and you sing with joy, Nawe Marana Thake Jahe, Jinka Ram Vasai Man Mahe. That quality of Amrit will awaken within you every day. Carry on. Jab Sahib. Jab Sahib, Ke Achalam, Prakash, Hain, Ke Amitto, Subhas, Hain. There is a light which cannot be extinguished. There is a fragrance which cannot be enclosed and captured. That's put inside the Amrit. And that comes out when people like Bhai Anok Singh. This is an Amritari. Paitaru Singh is an Amritari. Carry on. Tuat Prasad Swaiye. This is an Amritari. Bhakt Puran Singh. We always have this image of the Khalsa fighting. This is the Khalsa being filled with love. And even the Khalsa fighting is full of love, don't get me wrong. Look at Bhagat Puran Singh. He was a Hindu first. He went from his house on a journey, and at night, I'll tell you from the beginning, his mother was Sikh, his father was Hindu. But because it was his father's second marriage, and because it was outside of caste, every child that his mother was pregnant with, they used to kill before it was born. His father did. Finally, his mother pleaded, don't kill this child. I won't ask 1 penny from you. I won't give him any of what you earn. I won't give him any of your jameen. I won't say that he wants any of your stuff. And he finally agrees. He says, okay, you can have this child. And the child is born. And the child is called Ramji Lal. Ramji Lal goes into this town. And one day at night, he goes and he knocks on a mandir. He's hungry. The priest is about to eat. And he says to the priest, he says, Mujhe bhook lagi hai. The priest says, this food is for priests. It's not for low caste people like you. Get out. He's cast out of the mandir. He sees the Nishan Sahib flying. He walks over. This is Gurdwara Reru Sahib. He walks over, and outside the Gurdwara Sahib there is a man, a Singh, standing there with a barsha, with a spear. And he thinks, well, the Pandit just kicked me out. What will the guy with the spear do? He didn't even have a spear. This guy's wearing a sword, he's got a spear in his hand. What is he going to do? The Singh goes, oh, ruk ja. He goes, right, that's it. Literally, that's what he thought. This is it. Then he turned around, the Singh goes, Bhai sahab, kithe ja rahe ho? You know, the Punjabi hospitality love. He goes, Gurdware? He goes, nahin, pehla langar shako. That changed his life. You think langar is just food? Professor Puran Singh said there's a temple of love inside the Gurdwara, there's a temple of bread inside the langar. Langar changed lives. Langar made Bhagat Puran Singh. Bhagat Puran Singh, when he's 15, 16 years old, he's living in Dera Sahib, Lahore. And when he's living there, this child here, who cannot walk, cannot talk, cannot speak, has no bodily function control, they dump him at the Gurdwara Sahib. Ramji Lal takes Amrit, he becomes Puran Singh. He's staying in Lahore at Dera Sahib. This is worth listening to, so I suggest that you wake up. He's listening. At that moment, he's living at Gurdwara Dera Sahib. They leave this child outside. When they leave the child outside, the head Granthi says, who's going to look after this child? But Puran Singh said, I will. This is an Amritari. We always give this example. These are Amritari. Who are these? This is an Amritari. This is our role model. This is what we are. We are not what they show on Indian TV. That's not what we are. One clash at Akal Takht Sahib, and Indian TV showed it again and again and again and again and again. Why? To make us feel like criminals. To make us feel like we have no control. They don't show how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are eating langar every day. They don't show how many thousands of people are being clothed every day by Sikhs. They don't show how the Sikhs went into Kashmir and helped those people who weren't even their own religion, how Darbar Sahib was sending langar to Kashmir. They don't show that, but they want to show that to make you feel like criminals, to make you feel like you're in the wrong. That's why. And then we start saying, Sade Gurdwara vich badiyan ladaiyan. One happened, and even that was contained within a day. This comes from people in whose mandir people get trampeded underfoot. I can give you various dates where this happens. Well, let's go back to this. I want to carry on with Bhagat Puran Singh. Bhagat Puran Singh picks up this child and he carries him around his neck. And that child has no control over his bodily functions. If it goes to the toilet, that happens on Bhagatji. Bhagatji has to clean that child's dirt and the child's anything that the child cannot control in his bodily functions. That goes all over Bhagatji, but Bhagatji doesn't say anything. And Bhagatji, someone says to Bhagatji, what is this that you've got around your neck? Bhagatji says, Khabardar, don't say anything about him. Bhagatji says, this is a garland around my neck. This is Pyara Singh, my beloved. And Bhagatji carried him nearly all their life around their neck, like a garland. This was one man who made an institution which is working even today. We hear about Mother Teresa, we don't hear about Bhai Puran Singh. Who, one man, with no church to back him, with no one else, one man made an institution. Why? Because he had Amrit running through his veins, and Amrit told him something. What did it tell him? Jin, Prem, Kiyo, Tin, He, Prab, Payo. That's Amrit. That's Amrit there. That's the Shakti of Amrit. Bhai Taru Singh is the power of Amrit. Bhai Anok Singh is the power of Amrit. Bhagat Puran Singh is the power of Amrit. Carry on. Next one. Chaubey Sahib. Baba Deep Singh. We all know this story. Baba Deep Singh ji fighting without his head. Chaubey Sahib says, Jo, Kal, Ko, Ik, Baar, Tya, Hain, Taan, Ke, Kal, Nikt, Na, Hain, Hain. And Babaji was an Amritdhari who himself wrote 4 Swaroops of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. He wrote Dasan Granths as well. In 1747, if I get the date right, that was when Babaji compiled his bead of Dasan Granth. He compiled 4 bead of Guru Granth Sahib. That's an Amritdhari. That's your inspiration. That's why he could fight like that. Carry on. Next one. Anybody know these 2 girls? 6 years old and 8 years old. Satnam Kaur, Vaheguru Kaur. You want to see the Shakti of Amrit? You want to see what Baba Fateh Singh and Baba Zorawar Singh might have looked like? Look into them. Take your eyes beyond that they're girls. Take your eyes beyond all of that. Look. Today is the 24th. The 26th is the Shahidi of Baba Fateh Singh, Baba Zorawar Singh. When you're sitting in your houses, remember that day. Sit down and remember those little babbe. These young girls, their dad's name was Gyani Moor Singh. And their sister actually lives in Australia now. Gyani Moor Singh heard Sant Kartar Singh speak. He was a Brahman. As soon as he heard Sant Kartar Singh speak, he gave up everything. He said, Manu Amrit di daat deo. I want to become a Singh. I want to become a son of Guru Gobind Singh. One speech. How many speeches have we heard? How many speeches are we going to listen to more? How many camps are we going to have to go to? How many Gurdwara Sahibs are we going to have to visit before it starts clicking? One speech. Jinnu ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ Brahman ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਹ corrupt ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਜੀ that Brahman one speech changes his life. Gyani Moor Singh takes Amrit and then he gives the bunt children like this. These 2 girls in 1984 on the 5th of June when the tanks were coming into the Parikrama, Gyani Moor Singh, his wife and these 2 young Singhaniya 6 years old and 8 years old. Bibi Satnam Kaur, Bibi Vaheguru Kaur strapped grenades to themselves. First, a young 14-year-old Singh went to Sant Janel Singh. I could tell the whole 1984 story. It wasn't the topic of this camp. Maybe in the future, if God makes it happen, I can tell you day by day a breakdown. I think we did that in Fresno. I think you guys enjoyed that because you got to learn what happened day by day. Before, when the tanks came in, imagine Guru Ramdas Ji's house, the tanks are coming. When the tanks came in, a 14-year-old Singh came and ran up to Sant Ji. He says, Sant Ji, I want to stop the tanks. The first person to tie explosives to themselves was a young 14-year-old Singh. He ran into the battlefield and he stopped some of the tanks. Then Gyani Moor Singh takes his family. And look at this quote. Ananda Sahib, this is Amrit Shakti. This is the power of Amrit. Amriti ki Shakti Aji. Amrit makes 6 and 8-year-old girls ready to jump into the battlefield. Let's read the talk. Tana, Mana, Tana, Sab, Sob, Gur, Kau. And again, Tana, Man, Tana, Sab, Sob, Gur, Kau. With that inside them, Gyani Moor Singh, his wife Bibi Pritam Kaur, the 2 of their daughters run into the battlefield and jump on the tanks. And as their bodies blow up, the tanks stop before they do any more damage, come any further into the Parikrama. They didn't come all the way, but they couldn't get past Baba Deep Singh Ji's Asthan. We know that in our history. And that was to do with the sacrifices of these Singhaniya. This is Amrit Shakti. You know, you girls always say, oh, we don't have a role model. Look at them. Could you have a better role model? I don't think so. Why are their pictures not on our walls? Why are their names not in our hearts? Why do we not remember them when we say Jina Singha Singhniya ne Dharm het Sees dite? They're in that number. Ye unna vichon 6 te 8 saal diyan ladkiyan. Carry on. Rahat. Where does all this come from? What is going to save your Bani inside? Your Bani is welling you up with Amrit. What is going to save that? Rahat is a fence. Rahat is not there. You know, a child goes to put his hand into fire. If his mother pulls him out, that does not mean she hates him. That means she loves him. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj said, Put, Prai Srir wal nahi dekhna. You're not going to look at the body of another. That'll burn you. Par nari ki se bhool supne hona chahiye. Such a high character of the Khalsa, not even to entertain the thought of adultery even in your dreams. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj is trying to keep you close. Put, Rabb ne tenu kidde sone case ditte, apna roop ditta. Oh na todi. That is what Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is saying. You know these nishaniyan, you know this city set. Who else carries the city set? I'm not asking you. Out there, who else carries the city set? Who else? What do you think? What being? Khadg ket mein sharam tihari. What does khadg ket mean? Serious toj. What does it mean? Khadg ket, the one who holds the city set, God. This is the roop of God. That is why Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj gave it to us. It's not a piece of metal. Siri Sahib Ji Sahai. Siri means the highest, Sahib means master. I don't need to look for my master. He's with me here in my city set. He's in my gatra, he's with me. That is how much you should love your city set. Carry on. Hang on. Rat reh jaye vikara. Rat is Gurbani. Rat is Nitne. Rat is Panchakakar. Rat is picking up virtues. Rat is keeping Amrit Vela. Rat is doing Naam Simran. Rat is saying, being ever ready to do Seva. Tyar bar tyar. That is what Singing is meant to be. Rat is Seva. Rat is staying away from the 4 Bajra Kareta. You know them. ठीक है? Name the Bajra Kareta. Okay. So, let's carry on. Should we finish? Can I wrap up? Okay, I'm going to wrap up now. Right? Tanu loki kehndi ya Guru Granth Sahib Ji de vich kesan da zikr nahi aunda. They say that, huh? Do people say that? Who has ever had that said to them? Guru Granth Sahib Ji doesn't mention keeping case. Put your hands up. Who else? None of the girls. No one's ever said that to you. Oh, that old chestnut, Dil ch Sikhi. Dil ch Sikhi, you say to them, Kade jhoot nahi tusi bolya. Kade tusi kisi wal dekhiya nahi hai buri nazar de naal. Thode andar Amrit bhar gaya hai. Everything you say is inspirational. Wherever you look, you're creating inspiration. You're saving the world, are you? Dil ch Sikhi. Dil ch Sikhi is such a deep step. These people don't know. Oh, pata hai kehande dil ch Sikhi, pata hai kehande Gurdware matha tek do Sunday no dil ch Sikhi hai. Maaf karna, Gurdware ta gora bhi haro every Sunday ja sakda matha tek sakda hai, matlab nahi hai ki dil ch Sikhi hai.
They see the outer thing, they're like, koi bura kam nahi karna, that's what Sikhi is like.
Koi bura furna bhi nahi leona. That's what Sikhi is. Sikhi is not just the action, Sikhi is the thought. To kill the thought. Par ka bura na rakho, cheat, tumko dukh nahi, bhai meet. Sikhi is not just not doing bad actions, Sikhi is going to take it another level further and not even having bad thoughts. Cheat. Who are you going to have in your cheat? If you have Niranjan in your cheat, जाको मुश्किल अत बने ढोई कोई ना दे लागू होए दुश्मना साग पे भज खले सब भजे आसरा चूके सब असराओ. When you have no one to call your own, चित आवे ओस पार ब्रह्म लगे ना तत्तिवा. If you have him in your cheat, then you won't have Maya in your cheat. Anyway, I want to answer that question about case. People say Guru Granth Sahib Ji kesan da zikr nahi hunda. Oh podyo, when Guru Nanak Sahib Ji sees God, No, Guru Nanak Sahib Ji says, Tere banke loyen dant risala sone nak jin lamade wala. Guru Nanak Sahib sees the form of God. He says, Rabba, tere case bade lambe. Kaun kehda Guru Granth Sahib vich kesan da zikr nahi ho? Kabir Sahib Ji calls out to God. What word does he use for God? Kabir, keso keso kukiye na soye asar raat divas ke kukne kabhu ke sune pukar. Keso, he calls God the one with long hair. Namdev, lob lehar at nichar baje kaya dube keswa sansar samunde tar gobinde tar le baap bithla. Next time someone says Gurbani vich nahi, say aade. Those 3 cards Gurbani took out. Gurbani is going cutting through their doubts. Guru Nanak's Paramatma is long haired, and he wants you to have that same gift. This is just about Pir Buddhu Shah, who was a friend of Guru Gobind Singh. If you want to ask the price of case, go to Pir Buddhu Shah. The first battle of Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, this Pir, this guy was Muslim, he was a friend of the Guru, he was a disciple of the Guru. In that first battle, his sons all died. Some people say 2, some people say 4. Let's stick with 4. His 4 sons died, and hundreds of his followers died in the battle. Some people say 700, some people say 500. At least 700-ish of his followers and 4 of his sons died. And he comes afterwards, he comes up to Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. Maharaj, in the evening, they're combing the case with the kangar. Sai Ji, Pir Ji, Maharaj is about to say, Bhai, tuade bacche jede shaheed ho gaye, unna da afsos. He goes, Mam putra mare shubh thana. He goes, don't say that my sons, Maharaj. He says to Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, don't say afsos. Don't be sad about my sons. My sons have died in the best place on earth in your service, Guru Gobind Singh. A Muslim is saying that to the Guru. What does he want in return? Pir Ji, kuch mango. Nahi Maharaj. Ask for something. Kuch mango. Nahi Maharaj. Kuch mango Pir Ji. Maharaj, jo thode hathan cha mainu de diyo. Maharaj in his hands has his ganga and some case. Pir Buddhu Shah takes the case, ties them into his balla, into a ramal, brings them back home. He goes, Nasira, vadai hove, Nasira is his wife. Congratulations. Aj Guru Gobind Singh naal yari pੈ ਗਈ ਆ. Aj Guru Gobind Singh naal rishtedari pੈ ਗਈ ਆ. Today I have become a family member of Guru Gobind Singh. She says, how does that happen? Do you guys know what land there is? You know, in a marriage where you have to give something to someone, if you take something back from someone and all that kind of malarkey, that's called land there. ठीक है? And Buddhu Shah says, Nasira, आज Guru Gobind Singh नाल land देन हो गई. मैं 4 पुੱਤ कुर्बान करते गुरु तो. Nasira, देख मैंने Guru Gobind Singh ने खजाना की दिता. He opens up that ramal and he shows Nasira Guru Gobind Singh Ji's case and he says, look, this is the most valuable thing on this earth. You want to ask someone the power of case? Ask Pir Buddhu Shah. Next time you're thinking, we a case ki hunde hai. What is the point of this? Go and ask Pir Buddhu Shah. What was the point of it? That person, we don't have to give 4 sons for our case, do we? Do we? He did. And his family still have the hair of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, even to this day, they carry him. So, I think we have to finish here. Despite there are more things I wanted to go into, but we can't do that now. So I'm going to finish up. I'm going to wrap up for today. There's another story, you can look into it yourself. Go on to the next page. Next one. Maharani Jinda. This is Maharaja Dalip Singh. And I would recommend, if you read Punjabi, to read Dukhiye Maaput by Swan Singh Seetal. Yeah, Bhai Harjinder Singh Srinagar came to my house, he read it one day. And then he cried for another 2 or 3. He was like, I can't get over the book. Just kept crying. So, Dukhi and Maput, read this story. I'm not going to go through it now. I know that we're all behind time. We have a lot of things to do. Carry on now. I can't remember what else is here. This is a quote from a Frenchman in 1776 about Gada. Now that they've put on their iron bracelet, 50 of them are enough to keep a whole battalion. That's nearly 500 of the king's forces. Gade di shakti dekho. That's a Gora, a Frenchman saying, Jado ye Singh kade pa lende na, koi maar nahi sakta innan nu. When these daughters and sons of Guru Gobind Singh wear their kakar, no one can go against them. Next one. Just like you comb your gears twice a day, you need to comb your inside with Gurbani Nityanim twice a day. Carry on. Carry on. Kirpan, kirpate an, grace and honor. This is a Muslim writer, Qazi Nur Muhammad. He's writing about the Sikhs and he calls them Sag, Kutte, dogs. But he says, Had ho gayi yaar teri.
Wait, what?
What a way to kill an atmosphere. Right? They, the dogs, he's saying, I put 6. These dogs never kill a coward, nor pursue a fugitive. They do not deprive a woman, whether she comes of a well-to-do family or a poor one, of her ornaments and other possessions. There, it's meant to be there for where. There is not a trace of rape or debauchery amongst these dogs, nor do they ever steal. Whether she is young or old, they always call a woman Budi. And if ever they come across a woman on the way, they would simply ask her to get aside. There is no thief amongst these dogs. That is the power of the Kashera. Jat. Being faithful to your partner in life. Those things, even the people who called them dogs had to write their praises. Tusi kehndे Amrit ki Shakti in this world. I'm speaking, not you guys, but in this world. Is Amrit More ta Musliman bhi chuk gaye. Is Amrit More ta French banda bhi kehndà वे Singh ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਰੋਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ. Singha ਨਾਲ ਨਾ ਪੰਗਾ ਲਈ. That's what he's saying. Carry on. Yeah, what was that? Singha ਨਾਲ ਵੈਰ ਨਾ ਪਾਈ ਵੀਰਿਆ. Okay. Ram Rasayan ne tut pivo. You want to keep your Amrit renewed? Those same Panch Baniya that made you Guru Gobind Singh Ji's daughter or his son, renew them every day. You'll feel that connection. Before you start your Nityanim, say, Maharaj, main tera. Maharaj, main tera. These Baniya made me yours. Mainu apne kol rakhi, tuttan na de. That's how you should read your Nityanim. No. Okay, let's get to the end quickly. No. Okay, carry on. What can you say to this? Guru Gobind Singh, Sarbans Dani, gets on his knees and says, So Gur Purn Amrit Mangat Khalse Agar Kharyo Kar Chori. If Amrit is good enough for Guru Gobind Singh, it's good enough for me. It really is. That's where it ends, that's where it begins. Okay, I think we've gone way over our time limit as per the Maryada of Sukha Singh, right? When Zakaria Khan and when Oda ki na sika dusht da, o ki si oda na Abdali. Abdali came. Abdali looted and raped the women, the Hindu women of Delhi, and was going to sell them in Afghanistan. And the Khalsa, the Singhs, they robbed him on the way and they took those women back to their houses. And he said, who are these people who run around? They didn't have clothes back then, they just had their dastara and their gashere. Who are these Singhs and Singhariyan? Who are these people who have these long beards and wear these swords and they look, mean? Who are they? You look into their eyes and their eyes are red, they're running at us. Mainu lut liya, main sare Hindustan lut liya. And Zakaria Khan goes, ye Khalsa hai ji. Aaj koi kahooga? Looking at us. Think about it. He said, ye Khalsa hai ji. Where do they get their power from? He goes, ek hi karte ya, 5 jane ikkathe ho jande ya. That's what he says. He goes, mitha le lende ya, paani vich pa lende ya, ude utte mantra padde ya koi, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੱਕ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ seriously he goes कि मुर्शिद इनका वली पे है इनको आबे हयात दियो है सोई पिलाए लोगन ताई शारन ते सिंह लेत बनाई they make jackals into lions if you want to become from a jackal into a lion I put down the gauntlet to you today जाओ तो प्रेम खेलन का चाओ सिर तर तरी मेर कली मेरी आओ इतमार्ग पैर तरी जय सिर दीजै कान न कीजै you may not be at the last step but begin seriously गुरु गोबिंद सिंह ने 4 पुत्र वार की जगह बनाई साडे लई अजीत सिंह नूं गोदियों कट के जुझार सिंह नूं जोरावर नूं फतेह नूं गोदी खाली कीती and if you remember Tari don't make Nitnem into a chore don't do it remember your dastara what are they made out of and your chunniya and your keskiyan what are they made out of the blood and guts of Baba Ajit Singh what are they coloured in? The blood of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the blood of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. With that, I'm going to conclude. Okay? I want to keep that in your mind. Hanji, Pulna Chukka di kema. Oh, this is my bit of the open mic. Right. So, I want to, going from a very serious note to a little bit less serious note. Right? And I know some people have criticized, eh ji, hasan da bachya nu. Hor main danda leke kutta nu bechare. Right? People say that. The idea of making you laugh is in order to keep you focused. Okay? Now what I want to say to you is this. Please forgive anything I've said. Because I say a lot of things. I don't have much control over my tongue. Please, seriously, Paul Chokri Khema kar deo. Please just do ardas. Maharaj, these people who sit on stages, give them the life that they talk about. Will you do that ardas for me? It's the end of the camp is going to happen. We're going to do ardas. I want you to do ardas in your hearts. Seriously, karonge? Sache Pasha, these people who talk, give them the walk as well. Jere bolde hain innu jeevan di daat baksho. 3 things that you wanted to share about camp. 3 good experiences. Put your hands up. Remember I told you to speak about it at the beginning? Or those of you who came from the hikers. Think of 3 things. 3 good things. 3 good things, inspirational things that stuck out. I really do not want mentions of the langar, even though you can mention the langar sevadars were awesome. But I don't want you to say ke oh dal de parothe jehde sige oh thode je ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੂਣ ਘੱਟ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਇੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ. I don't want you to have that. Yeah? 3 things. Come on. Who's going to volunteer? ਕੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਰਾਤ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ? Come on.
You said 3 things were appreciative?
Appreciated of, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, stick in your mind, change your life, you know, lottery, lucky, all that type of stuff. 3 things. I give you 20 seconds to think. I will pick people at random. If you come up here and talk, it takes too long, I just point at people. You stand up, I'm sure you can break your voice. Starting now. He's going from Kachiara to Topia. That is what the tongue has done today. Oh, weren't the showers cold today? Was it just us? Any ठंड सी हाय हाय मैं पहला सोचा मैं इशनान नहीं करना right सच्ची मुच्ची right मेरे मन च आया 5 इशनाना महा गया ना oh that's enough when I went out my
Bhai Sahib comes out of his room in his fatui
in my fatui
and he's like and then I told him I showered with cold water and he ran right back.
No, I didn't just run. I got hold of Shahidi Paudi and I went, De Shiva De Shiva
And the only thing you could hear is, Waheguru, Waheguru.
They came outside my door and listened when I was screaming under the cold tap.
Or we were just happening to walk by.
Oh yeah, I heard you outside. I was in there, I was dying. And Ebar Hasdesi. That is not Sikhi. Right, okay. I've given you time now, right? I will pick at you random, My random generator comes here. Benji. Yes, you. 3 things.
The first thing that really hit me was I had always been taught that Guru Sahib talks back and answers your questions, but specifically I had questions in my mind, and after Amrit did that one day when Hukum was given, and I looked at the translations on my phone, it was the exact answer to what I had been thinking about, and that really hit me hard. And then also I really enjoyed when we were talking about the Sukha out by the bonfire.
Okay.
And the atmosphere.
So the Sukha and the Hukum, we'll stick to 2 or 1 thing. Even if you share just 1 thing, that's fine. So we don't have the time to go through. Anyone else? Hanji Benji? You. Just 1 thing is fine, doesn't have to be the whole list.
I always wanted to, because my siblings have been helping out my son at a service before, and it was always a push for me to do it, and I'm finally got a chance to do it on Sunday.
Excellent. Guru Sahib Pala Kare Aur. Hanji, did you put your hand up? You can put your hands up if you specifically want to say something, Hanji.
Things where that we should live each breath like it's our last.
Yep.
That kind of thing, and like we should take baby steps towards Sikhi and
Tika, excellent. So Sahaj and remembering that each breath could be your last. Hanji, sing some. Okay, that's pretty fast. Hanji. My rishtedar Gurneil Singh. Can you believe we're related? That deserves to cut up bowling. No, it doesn't. We're related. We're related. Guess who we're related through? Bhai Binder Pal Singh. Yeah. All right, go on. Speak.
Hukum Naman, especially on the second day, like Rudy said that we are going to be his friend, and then like as the evening go on, like I felt like with the Hukum Naman he gave there, like everyone, like that connection between Rudy and the Sangat was so powerful. I eliminated all my doubts that I had about Sikhi, I didn't know, I'm speechless about that experience.
Excellent. So the experience of speaking to Guru Sahib. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hanji Benji.
this morning I did the class of Sikhi, and it was so crazy because I was friends with that Sikhi, and it was so crazy.
Okay. Again, experiencing Guru Sahib. Hanji.
Before this camp, I was on the shallow end of like destroying my life. Coming to this camp, learning from you and like the boys and the time down here, like it's bringing me back and like helping me out a lot.
Okay, excellent. The camp is a bridge bringing us back. Hanji Bhai Sahib, what do we want to do? What's the plan? Okay, does Gurneil want to say something else? Because he's my rishtedar, he's allowed to say something else. Hanji Gurneil Singh ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਬਾਕੀ ਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਛੱਡੋ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੋ
Like the way we talked about Sikh history, like all the way from like the Guruji's 1984, like how we included that part of history, just like what the experience of the Shaheeds went through, and we recognize that as history, and not what the government's been telling us. I think that was amazing. A lot of people, they always treat that part of history like like a huge debate or controversy.
Okay, experiencing your Guru and experiencing your history without the lenses of the world. Did I? We're on the wavelength anyway. What can we say? Blood relation. In-law relation.
Thank you so much because
Oh, we can't do this.
No, seriously.
Yeah, let her thank you.
I have no idea about the Sikhi so much that you explain it to us, and it touches right at the point. That's where it makes me like everything just went, Hopefully, I'm praying to Babaji that it goes up. It doesn't, So we need the sangha, like we should like keep it tight. It's because of you, It's,
I have nothing to say. I'm about to go as red as this apple. Hanji, anyone else? Pardon? Okay, let's do it one last time. Mitre pyare nu, mitre pyare Maharaj sending Bhai Daya Singh, saying, Daya Singh, dekh Noora aunda khabar leke mere chote lala. The most touching part of the Saka, it's a very small detail, but it's something that touches me so much. I want you to bring that image, the Guru saying, Mere putran di khabar leke aaya Noora. Is he back from Sarhand? Bring that into your mind. Let's sing it a few more times and we'll end with that. Mitre pyare no, mitre pyare no, jaake कहना, जाके कहना, साडा हाल मुरीदां दा कहना, साडा हाल मुरीदां दा मित्र प्यारे नो, मित्र प्यारे नो, जाके कहना, जाके कहना, साडा हाल मुरीदां दा कहना, साडा हाल मुरीदां दा कहना, साडा हाल मुरीदां दा कहना. The quick translation of the Shabad, some of you have been asking for. Mitr pyare no, tell my beloved friend Hal Muridan da. Hal in this case doesn't mean pain, it means tell him that even though na sazo, na bajo, na faujo, na farsh, I don't have Anandpur, I don't have my sons, I don't have my Singhs, I don't have any of my armies, but Guru, Vaheguru, I have you. Khudavand bakshin the ash arsh. If I have you, that's better than anything else. Tudh bin a rogue, rajaiya da oddan. Without you, these rajaiya, these blankets are a disease. Nag nivasa di rehna. To live inside towns is like being bitten by snakes, living amongst snakes. Sool surahi khanjar pyala. To eat and drink without your love is like being butchered. Bing kasaiya da sehna. Bing kasai means butcher. And in the end, Guruji says, Yarade da sanu sattar changa. To everything else in the world, I prefer the patthar, the pillow of the stone of my beloved, Pat Khediya da rehna. I would rather never live in those burning furnaces of the cities and towns. Without you, Guru Sahib, this whole world is a burning fire. Bhullan chuka di khema. Please forgive my mistakes. That's all from me. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.